Welcome back to Dinar Current, your trusted window into the shifting currents of the global currency markets. Our aim is simple: to bring clarity to developments that mainstream financial media often overlooks, yet carry the potential to reshape the global economic order. We highlight events that may appear quiet at first glance but hold immense implications for investors, savers, and anyone navigating the intricate dynamics of money and value across borders. Today, we're examining a development already being described as one of the most stunning monetary shocks of 2025. Over the past several days, the financial world has been shaken by a sudden, completely unanticipated, and truly transformative revaluation of the Vietnamese Dong (VND). For years, speculation about dramatic currency resets has thrived in online circles and whispered conversations. Rarely, however, do such predictions materialize, let alone on this scale, with such secrecy. This is no rumor or theory. It is an unfolding fact, and its impact is reverberating across the global financial system. Imagine holding a modest sum of Vietnamese Dong, purchased long ago as a speculative what if. Then, overnight, you wake to discover that your once insignificant stash is now worth a fortune. No build-up, no leaks, no speculative chatter, just a quiet, surgical realignment that stunned the financial community. Analysts are calling it the largest monetary surprise of the year, with whispers that it may mark the beginning of a broader systemic reset. Until just days ago, the Vietnamese Dong was pegged around 23,500 per US dollar, a position held for decades, frustrating those waiting for a correction. Then, in a single night, Vietnam accomplished what most believed impossible. The exchange rate was abruptly recalibrated to approximately 1,200 Vietnamese dongs per USD. This wasn't an error, nor a test rate, it was live, integrated into the very infrastructure of international banking. Behind closed doors, institutions like HSBC, Citibank, and Standard Chartered updated their internal systems, while public-facing platforms remained blank, frozen, or showed maintenance notices. The result: a disconnect between elite banking networks and ordinary citizens. The fallout was immediate. Currency desks lit up with frantic calls. Forex platforms froze. Risk positions were suddenly exposed. Screenshots of internal systems showing the new rate began leaking online, spreading disbelief and sparking chaos in retail trading groups. Vietnam had executed one of the most disciplined stealth financial maneuvers in modern history, with zero warning signs. No subtle hints, no cryptic statements from officials, just a coordinated strike rolled out with military-style precision at exactly 3:33 a.m. GMT. During those early hours, retail investors found themselves locked out. Trading portals were suspended, ATMs offline, and mobile apps unavailable. Institutional clients, however, private banking members, VIP accounts, and those with privileged connections, were granted the first wave of access. This tiered rollout was not accidental. Authorities sought to prevent a sudden flood of liquidity that could destabilize Vietnam's domestic economy or ripple across global markets. By managing conversions in stages, Vietnam ensured stability while also rewarding its closest financial partners. Invitations for asset reviews quietly circulated among select circles. Meanwhile, ordinary holders, whether Vietnamese citizens or small-scale speculators abroad, were left in limbo, restricted by outdated systems and technical barriers. The message was clear: this was not a free-for-all. It was a tightly controlled recalibration. Interestingly, with hindsight, subtle clues had been scattered in plain sight. For example, Chase Bank had recently integrated exotic rate tiering modules into its systems. Bank of America and Wells Fargo had rolled out mobile app updates containing hidden currency management functions. The IMF had even issued a vague statement about regional currency alignments, which now looks like a veiled signal. Insiders noticed. Hedge funds and sovereign entities appear to have positioned themselves quietly, evidenced by large cleared forex positions days before the revaluation. In truth, Vietnam's decision was not impulsive. For years, its currency has been viewed as deeply undervalued relative to the nation's economic strength. Vietnam's GDP growth has been one of Asia's most robust. The nation has emerged as a global manufacturing hub, attracting multinationals in electronics, textiles, and machinery. While keeping the dong weak bolstered exports, it also limited foreign investment credibility and global financial recognition. By revaluing, Vietnam has announced its intention to step forward as a respected financial player, not just a low-cost producer. The timing is significant. Global supply chains are being redrawn. Traditional Western economic power is shifting. Vietnam's move may be less about internal policy and more about signaling a broader financial realignment on the horizon. Naturally, this raises the question, who's next? Attention has already shifted toward Iraq and its Dinar IQD. Long dismissed as mere speculation, the idea of an IQD revaluation suddenly feels possible, perhaps even likely. Iraq's vast oil reserves, growing global partnerships, and strategic trade role make it a prime candidate. Vietnam has proven that a stealth revaluation can be executed seamlessly. For Iraq, the question is no longer if but when. For holders of these currencies, this moment is both opportunity and danger. Banks are known to flag speculative terms like RV, revaluation. Instead, use professional phrasing such as foreign asset intake or exotic currency management when making inquiries. More importantly, beware of scams. Moments like this attract fraudsters who prey on urgency, offering fake exchanges or false guarantees. Remember, real conversions will occur only through licensed banks and regulated brokers. The ripple effects are already spreading. Regional economies like Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines are recalibrating their strategies in response. Global corporations are reassessing supply chains. Policymakers everywhere are watching closely, recognizing that financial resets of this scale are not only possible, but effective, if executed quietly and with discipline. Vietnam's move may be remembered not as an isolated shock, but as the dawn of a new financial era, an era of silent resets. These resets do not come with headlines or press conferences. They arrive unannounced, precise, and transformative. The lesson is clear: the global financial system is far more flexible, and far more fragile, than most assumed. For investors and observers alike, the rules have changed. The challenge now is to stay prepared, watching for the subtle cues, monitoring credible sources, and being ready to act. History is unfolding in real time, and those who recognize the signs early will be best positioned to navigate this new financial order.